VIMTV Velocities and Music. Today, I'm pumped about this one, guys. It's a request. It's called Dear, D-E-A-R, and the Headlights. It's their second album from 2008, Drunk Like Bible Times. Since it's from 2008, you can know it is a request. Who requested this time?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'm sorry. We don't remember who requested this. But thank you for requesting it, whoever you are, because...
We'll still put you on the page.
Yeah, we will once we look it up. This album really caught me off guard. The first time I listened to it, I was like, alright. And then by the second and third time, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Mm-hmm. Definitively one of the best examples of good songwriting I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, these songs are just so well written. It's not... There are so many highlights. Right. I mean, Jake and I both are having to minimize our track picks to 5 of the 12 tracks because there's just that much good material on here.
Yeah. Now, in general, in sound, what this sounds like, with Dear and the Headlights, Drunk Like Bible Times, I had this notion in my head that I'm going to have something kind of fun and folky campfire stuff. And I'm not too far off. So what this is it's guitar, maybe acoustic, maybe electric. Every once in a while you get piano and maybe some organ in there. Or like keyboard or keys or something. And then just bass and drums. That's it. And then vocals on top of it. Now, barriers to entry. Something that I want to throw out there is the vocalist is loud. My biggest beef with this album is production. I feel like the production could be just a little bit better, but really, the first thing I noticed about it was the vocals are just so loud, and they have it turned up so, and I realized they're not actually turning the vocals up loud. It's just the vocalist is loud and intense, kind of like me on this show. But I don't know what else to describe it. The vocalist is just loud, but he sells it.
Yeah, he sells it so well, just with the intensity he brings. And I think a lot of the issues you were talking about there might even just have to do with the volume and the mixing.
Oh, absolutely.
But as far as the intensity of his performance, to me, he sells it so well. He's so believable. He is so into what he's doing, and that is what I want to hear in music. I don't want to hear someone being half-assed about it. This guy is spitting it, man. Yeah. He is spitting fire, and it is awesome. To me, it's like if Tim Harrington of Les Savy Fav was singing for like Frightened Rabbits, or even
the vocalist
the
from Frightened Rabbits is pretty good too.
Yeah, he's very good. I would say this guy's even just slightly above.
Oh yeah.
But or like the Shins. I mean, his voice even when he's calmed down a little bit sounds a little bit like James Mercer to me.
Now, Tom, you mentioned to me before we turned the camera on. You mentioned that that you thought this had a lack of variety in it.
A little bit, yeah. A lot of the moods are kind of the same. A lot of the, just even, when it comes down to tempo and instrumentation, it sounds pretty similar. The thing that saves it is just the fact that these are such damn good, well-written songs.
And the fact that I think that these guys, since they're so good at songwriting and clearly know what they're doing, they're very good at dynamics as well. Yeah. A lot of these songs... they start very soft and then grow to be much larger than that. And actually, I want to go and take that a step further and saying this is just very well albumized. It's a word we made up at VIMTV to describe how a band creates an album. And here they do it perfectly because they know when things are getting, a little repetitive, they'll switch it up. And like tracks 1, 2, and 3 are rather similar, all very good and interesting, but right about the time that you're starting to figure it out, they throw in track 4, Willetta. And that song starts off very quiet and then just slaps you in the face with just random structure changes and crazy builds and choruses. It's very cool how they do that. And they do that throughout the album. Another example is, something I love about this album, Tom, the last 4 tracks, track 9 through 12, I think are just mind-blowing. And since it's the last tracks of the album, if you watch this show, you're probably familiar with the fact that if the back end of an album is awesome, I'm going to love it. And I love I love the back end. Track 9, Parallel Lines, is it's the biggest ballad on here. It's all acoustic, very pretty sounding. I guess there's some electric guitar in there, but it's not like loud and distorted.
Clean
yes,
guitar.
Yes. And then from that song ends, and then track 10, If Not For My Glasses, starts. And that song, I have nothing but good things to say about that song, or 11 Try, or track 12, The Closer, I Know.
One of the best closers for an album, I think. The way it just kind of switches up in the middle, just great. Yeah, this is just, Are you ready to rate it?
I am.
I am. I'm going to give it an 85.
And I'm agreeing with you. I think this is one of those albums that just it encapsulates everything that I want in good music.
Yeah.
It's not that 90 level.
Yeah.
There's not enough concept. Tom mentioned that it's too
variety.
straightforward and one idea, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just not enough there to get it that awesome all-time greatest albums ever list. It's just not quite there. But it's that level, and 85 on this show. If you hear us say 85, go listen to it. You won't be disappointed. And if you are, leave us a comment and we'll talk about it.
Yep.
But please go listen to this. Like I said, get ready because the vocalist is a little off-putting at first, so give this a couple tries. But yeah, please leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about Drunk Like Bible Times. Hopefully these guys come out with an album in 2011. It's been now 3 years, so I'm ready for another one.
Yeah.
So thanks for the request. Leave us a comment. www.velocitiesandmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesandmusic. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.